Hi traders, hope you're doing well. Welcome to my video on my free moving average on ADX EA. So this is an expert advisor or for Forex robot if you prefer, that has been developed to run in the MetaTrader 4 trading platform. In this video, I'm just going to run through some of the various settings and ways in which you can use it. Okay, so here you can see I have the MT4 platform open. This is the strategy tester window where I have loaded the moving average and ADX EA. As the name suggests, this EA combines these two popular indicators, and the main purpose is to try and capture entry points into the trend. Okay, so in the strategy tester, you can choose which symbols you want to test the EA on. So I've chosen the euro dollar here. Okay, the testing model you can choose from. The EA is coded based on open prices for the indicator analysis. Okay. So we can run initial tests with open prices only. It's just a lot faster. However, when it comes to fine-tuning settings, you're going to want to switch to every tick. Okay, the reason being is because every tick testing will use intra-bar prices, and this can have a significant impact on results, especially when it comes to stop loss, take profit, trailing stop, break even, etc. Okay, so you can choose the date to test. We'll just test the previous month here. You can choose here the time frame to test. Okay, so I've chosen the 1 hour chart simply because I prefer higher chart timeframes. I think their signals are more reliable, not just with technical indicators, but also price action analysis, candlestick patterns, so on and so forth. Okay, and the spread we can use current. Okay, this will use the spread at the time that we start the test. It's worth keeping in mind if you are testing on the weekends, the spreads could be a lot wider and thus give you different results. Okay, so under here, expert properties, just to let you know, I do have videos on how to use the strategy tester in the MT4 platform and optimize EAs in greater detail. So under expert properties, you can choose the initial deposit we're going to test with and the direction we're going to trade, so long and short. Under the inputs tab, this is where you will see all the various EA settings that you can customize according to your own needs. Okay, so pop-up alerts, this will basically send you a pop-up notification when there's a trading signal. Okay, so for example, let's just say you had 20 charts running, the EA, all with pop-up alerts. You'd get a pop-up saying there's a buy signal on the euro dollar 1 hour chart, or there's a sell signal on the dollar Swiss franc 4 hour chart, so on and so forth. Okay, so email alerts is basically the same. It will just send you the notification via email. That's handy if perhaps you're not around your platform, you're on the sofa or you're out and about and you'd like to get an alert when a specific thing happens, whether that's to take a position or to look to manage an existing position. Okay, and SMS alerts will also send you notifications via SMS. Use trading. Okay, if you set use trading to true, this basically will allow the EA to place trades and manage them on your behalf. You can also combine use trading with any of the alerts as well, just in case you wanted the EA to take the position, but also be sent an email alert to tell you that it's time to manage the position yourself. Okay, days filter is self-explanatory. That's basically the days of week the EA is able to trade and send signals. Same with the hours filter. Magic number, this is basically order ID. Okay, so the order ID of buy and sell trades. This is just in case you're running other expert advisors on the same account, they don't clash with each other. Broker settings, you can choose the maximum spread and maximum slippage to try and avoid adverse market conditions. Money management, so you've got open orders limit, set to 1 by default, which means that the EA will be able to open a maximum of 1 buy and or 1 sell trade at any time. Lots, you can choose your position size here. Bearing in mind that the EA will only use the lots field if use risk is set to false. If you have use risk set to true, okay, the EA will automatically calculate the lot size depending on the risk percent that you set in this field here. So it's 2 by default, which means with use risk set to true, the EA will automatically calculate position size so that a maximum stop loss is 2% of the balance. Okay. Stop loss and take profit, self-explanatory. Close opposite signal. This basically means that when there's a signal in the opposite direction, if you have a trade open, the EA will close that trade. Okay. Break even and trailing stop. So you can use a break even if you have that set to true. Break even point is profit in pips when your stop loss will be moved to break even. And use trail is the trailing stop feature. You can have a trailing gap, which is the distance behind the current price to trail profits. And close percent is the percentage of the order to close each time the trailing gap is reached. Minimum lot close is when the EA will stop closing part of the position. So for example, if you're trading one standard lot and the minimum lot close is 0.5 and you're closing 25% of an open position, as soon as there's only 0.5 lots left in the trade, the EA will stop closing part of the position. Okay, if you have minimum lot close set to something higher than the lot size that you're using, it just won't close any percent of the trade. It will just use trailing stop as normal. For the close percentage to work, you need to have break even and or trailing stop activated. This is the entry criteria here. So as I said, this is a moving average in ADX EA. You won't be surprised to know that it combines these two indicators. Okay, and you can basically, you can choose one or all of them if you want. I'll just show you quickly what each one does. So for the moving average, we'll just set that to true. I'll take off the stop loss and take profit and put close opposite signal true, because this will just show you what the EA would do with just the moving average. And we'll leave the moving average on 14. And we'll just run that. Okay. Open the chart. And that basically means every time the price is above or below the moving average, the EA was opening a buy or sell trade and then closing in the opposite direction. Okay. Not a good strategy to just trade just like that. Every time price jumps either side of the moving average, you'll get whipsawed in and out of the market. However, you might just want to receive a notification when price crosses a specific moving average level. You might even just determine the trade direction yourself and set the EA to trade short only, and then just short every time price crosses below your desired moving average. Okay. Moving average crossover. So this basically, if the fast simple moving average crosses above the slow simple moving average, there'll be a buy trade. If it crosses below, there'll be a sell trade. So for example, you can do, we'll just leave 14 and 35 for argument's sake. Moving average crossover true, run that. Let's open the chart. I'll change the color of the longer term moving average just so it's clearer to see. So as you can see, when the moving averages cross, the fast crosses the slow, we sell. When the slow when the fast crosses the slow upwards, we buy. Can you see that? Okay. And again, what you can do is you can just determine the trend direction. For example, you can see the market's trending downwards here. You might just set the expert advisor over here to short only because you're in a downtrend. Okay. And then it will sell every time they cross. Okay. And the ADX, this basically uses the ADX indicator, obviously. You can choose the period and the ADX level. Turn off the ADX level for now and just run this to show you what it does. So this basically will sell when you might already be familiar with the ADX indicator. If not, basically when the slow crosses when the red crosses the green upwards, it suggests a downtrend. When the green crosses the red upwards, it suggests an uptrend. Okay, so the EA will buy or sell based on the trend according to the ADX. The level here, okay, so with the ADX indicator, some traders, myself included, will use levels like this 20 level I've just added here and basically only confirm a trend if the price is above this level here. This ADX blue line is above the 20 level, for example. It would suggest that there's good momentum, so potential strong trend. Okay, as you can see here, market's making these lower highs, good downwards momentum, and then the ADX is above the 20 line there. and there. Okay, so if you have that activated, the ADX will need to be above that level. So that's the ADX level here. We didn't actually have it, but if you just put 20, then it would only take trades if the ADX was crossing and above the level set here. You can combine them as well, so you can have it so that price has to be below the moving average. Let's just say price has to be moving average true, 50 moving average, let's say, and the ADX has to be agreeing with the trend direction. Close opposite signal true, and if we just run that, open, you'll see that it will sell below the moving average if the ADX agrees, and buy above the moving average if the ADX agrees. Okay, just to give you that extra confirmation. And that's it, really. You know, you can just do it. Perhaps you want to take ADX trend signals when price is below both the like a moving average crossover, like a death cross, for example, or a golden cross, basically the 50 and the 200 moving averages. When the 50 crosses the 200 upwards, it's known as a golden cross. Okay, could be a strong bullish signal, just as when the 50 crosses the 200 downwards. Could be a strong bearish signal known as a death cross. I do have videos on both those strategies you might want to check out. But you can combine those with the ADX trend. Say the ADX trend happened to be above 20. Let me just run that. And it takes one trade there. Probably because the close and opposite signal doesn't happen till after, but you can see that would have been a really good trade there. Our criteria was met. We had the moving averages were crossed over. ADX was bearish, red above green, and also the ADX level was above 20, hence that entry there. Okay. Various ways, you know, you don't even have to use the ADX. You could just trade the golden cross as it is, or the death cross. You might just want alerts when there's a moving average crossover. It can do that. If you want even more indicators, and I do have a expert advisor you can get in the description below, which combines nearly every indicator in the MetaTrader 4 platform, along with some price action candlestick patterns as well. Okay, so it's got the moving average, the ADX, RSI, CCI, MACD, stochastics, Bollinger Bands, envelopes, so on and so forth. You can create your own bespoke trading strategy for trades or signals. So that's the basics of this expert advisor. You can optimize as well. So for example, let's just say you wanted to test. Optimization lets you test a combination of settings. So let's just say you wanted to optimize the stop loss and take profit. You can do start is basically the first value you'll optimize. Step is the distance you'd increase the optimization of 50 is where you stop. So this starting at 25, going up in 25 steps and stopping at 50 would optimize just 25 and 50. Take profit, let's just say we did it 100, 100, 300. So it optimized take profit 100, 200, and 300 because we're starting at 100, go into 300 in 100 steps. Okay, then we can optimize perhaps the entry as well. So we'll just say which one should be true and false. What should the moving average? We can do 14. We'll go up in sevens. We'll stop at 35. Same for the fast on the crossover. For the slow there, we can just do, I don't know, 50, 50, 200. Why not? ADX, true or false? ADX period, let's do 14, 735 again. And the ADX level, we can do 0, 10, 20. Close opposite signal, true or false as well. So we've chosen a few things we want to optimize by checking these boxes and choosing the values we want to optimize. We can optimize, let's say, the last year. Open prices only because it's quicker. We can always switch to every tick afterwards. Click the optimization box and hit start. And what the strategy tester will do then is run through every possible combination, and under optimization results, it will give you results of all of the combinations. I say all of the combinations, however, just going back to the expert properties under the testing tab, if you have genetic algorithm checked as we do, the EA will only test the settings that it thinks will produce the best results. Okay, if you uncheck that, it will do every single combination, which can take a lot longer. Okay, so we leave that checked. It generally, I find, tends to give the best results anyway. Optimize parameter, you can choose what you're looking to optimize the most. Under the optimization tab as well, you can filter results to only display, let's say, results with a maximum drawdown of whatever you like there, or a minimum margin level, consecutive wins. And then that way, if you have any of those filters selected, the results in here would have to meet those filters, okay? If you right click as well, I've got skip useless results checked. That just avoids, well, as it does what it says, useless results won't be displayed. So you can sort the results in here according to your preferred statistic. So let's go profit, double click it, and it will arrange the combination of settings according to which produce the most profit. It doesn't necessarily mean it would be the best set of results. As you can see there, 3K profit trading one standard lot. However, the drawdown was 4K and 40%, which is not ideal. You can sort by profit factor and anything else that you like. Let's just go for this one, double click it, click start. Okay, it's not great. You can just go through the settings. When you double click the settings, what will happen is they'll be loaded into here. So double click them, it loads those particular settings there, and you can just click save and create a set file of those particular settings if you want, just so you can load them at a later date onto the chart or perhaps in the strategy tester again. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take off the stop loss and the take profit. Now leave the stop loss actually. Let's just say 30 pips stop loss for the 1 hour chart. Close opposite signal we'll leave to true because we're not going to take profit. We're going to let the break even and the trailing stop run so we can try and maximize a move. We'll go 25, 25, 100, 25, 25, 100. Close percent, 0.25, 75. Minimum lot, say 0.25, 0.25, 1.25. Okay, one standard lot. Okay, let's give that a go. So click optimization again, click start. It's going to take us slightly longer because we've chosen more settings to optimize. There are limitations to the MT4 strategy tester. It's worth being aware of. 90% modeling quality being one of them. You can't get 99% modeling quality and use real tick data without using a third-party software such as Bert's Tick Data Suite. If you do really want to get stuck into optimizations, I highly recommend getting tick data and improving the modeling quality. They just saw those results. Now you can see we have a better performance by switching off the take profit and the closing opposite signal and just maximizing moves. As I always say in all my videos, try and maximize good trades with a break even and a trailing stop. So we double click that, it will load those settings. We can run that test and you can see there, that's the results of that particular optimization. You can just scroll through and test any of the other ones depending on, again, what you're looking for, whether it's profit factor or number of trades, drawdown, whichever you prefer. Okay. One thing to be very wary of is that looks great, doesn't it? But we're not going to package that up and sell it and say it's the best EA ever. No, because that's probably over-optimized or curve-fitted, as it's known. Okay, you need to be careful with this. It's basically when you throw enough, you know what, at the wall, some of it's going to stick, okay? So we've optimized to find the ideal parameters for that particular data set, the data set being the last calendar year, okay? However, that doesn't mean that this is going to be these will be the best settings before the last calendar year. It don't mean that they'll be the best moving forward because we've only optimized that particular data set. I'm pretty sure if we go back, let's say we go back 2 years and run the test, let's see what happens. Same settings, remember, crashes out. Okay, so that is just emphasizes how important it is to be aware of over optimization and curve fitting, which is basically trying to find good settings for a particular data set. Okay, that's what some EA developers unfortunately do. They'll just optimize every single possible combination till they find something that looks fantastic in theory, but is not based around any kind of logic. It's just pure speculation or pure luck that they've managed to get those settings. I like to look for something that has a reason or logic behind it, particularly when it comes to expert advisors. I want something that's using a consistent strategy across multiple trading instruments and has produced consistent results over, say, a 10-20 year period using the same settings, because that for me would show logic rather than just randomness. Okay, so what we can do there, let's just optimize. Why not optimize the past 2 or 3 years instead? And you might be thinking, well, you said it's over optimization or curve fitting if we do it for the last calendar year. What if we do it for 2 or 3 years? Does it mean that the results are better? It's just going to be the same problem. It'll just be, they may look good for the last 3 years, but try confirming them for the last 6 years. Even if you get the best set file for the past 20 years of data, okay, that can be curve fitted or over optimized. Okay, the purpose really of this expert advisor and any free EA that I do is just to assist you really with, I think, semi-automated trading. Perhaps you're waiting for a downwards trend because you want to time an entry, then you can just get an alert when there is a downwards trend and a possible place to time your entry. Or you could use it automated and let the EA place the trade and then just manage it yourself. But just make sure there's some logic behind the strategy that you're using, okay? And always test on a demo account to begin with as we wait for this optimization to finish. And there you go, we can sort results. Okay, it's not that great in any case. Could probably optimize some more settings and find something else more favorable. It's not the worst in the world, but we probably over optimized for that data set. I mean, if we just go back another 2 years, what happens? Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see it's not been optimized for the 2 years here, and we know more or less when our optimization kicks in. It was around here somewhere. That is the exact month. There we started the optimization when you can see things start to move upwards, whereas before the data set we didn't optimize, it's all downwards. Okay, so I just think it's worth pointing that out. I'm not here telling you this EA is amazing, it's the best thing ever, and over optimize it and you're going to have a strategy that's going to make you a millionaire. It's just nonsense. Okay, but I do hope that you find some use in it if you're looking for trading signals or alerts based on moving average and ADX indicators, which you can create a solid strategy from. Like you can see this downwards trend, lower highs, this trend line up here, this line here, nice bit of got wedge formation there, breakout below this line, earlier breakout here, so a breakout there, pullback. To be honest, you could have traded on that M chart pattern on that breakout there. Support becomes resistance. Would have been a good time to get in this downtrend. That's just, we didn't need no indicators for that, just price action. However, price action, support, resistance, trend lines. However, if you had the EA running to alert you when the price fell below the 50 moving average, okay, and the ADX increased in value above the 20 level, you would have got an alert around there. Okay, and then you could have quickly checked your chart and seen, okay, perfect entry, bang, let me trade that breakout, and then you're in. And from then on, you could have just, as soon as you saw price drop, this is an hourly chart, so you can check back in a few hours, you see price down here, move stop loss to break even here, and just check back every now and then. And if price is falling, you can move your stop loss above the highs, above the highs, above the highs, above the highs, above the high, above the high, above the high, above the high. You don't need to chart watch all day. You can more or less ride this downwards trend from here to here for around 350 pips, okay? And the EA could have helped you do that. Initial stop loss above this high here, so around 20 pips. Not bad at all. Okay, so that's just one way you can trade with it. Okay, if you did miss the initial entry, you can wait for another crossover of the ADX and then just look to trade on a breakout, another breakout on the way down. You can see there's ample opportunities to trade these breakouts. I do have lots of videos on various strategies you can use for trend trading. Okay, but I like to keep things simple. So I'm looking for a trend direction, establishing the direction of the trend, and then just trading in that direction. M pattern, breakout, support becomes resistance, continuation. Okay, good money management, discipline, and having a trading plan and sticking to it. Hopefully that has given you some ideas. And as I said, feel free to use the link in the description to download this expert advisor and many others I've created completely free of charge. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I will catch you on the next one.